I'm looking at my calendar for next week. It's full of meetings. And then I look at my to-do list for my actual projects. It's huge. How can my calendar be so full, but I feel like I'm not getting the important things done?
Because we've been taught to use our calendars incorrectly.
What do you mean? It's a calendar. You put meetings in it, people send you invitations, you accept them. What's the other way to use it?
Most people see their calendar as a record of their obligations to other people. It's a list of places they have to be.
Right, that's what it is.
But that way of thinking is the source of the problem. Your calendar shouldn't just be a list of your obligations. It should be a plan for your ambitions. The problem isn't your schedule, it's your philosophy about what a schedule is for.
A philosophy for my calendar? That sounds a little big.
It's the most practical philosophy you can have. Right now, your calendar tells you where you've given your time away to others. A powerful calendar tells you where you are going to invest your time for yourself.
So you're saying I should be putting my own tasks in the calendar? I do that sometimes. I add a reminder, like finish report.
A reminder isn't an investment, it's a wish. Let's think about the default way people use a calendar. It's passive. An invitation arrives, you accept. Your time is claimed by someone else for their agenda.
Yes, that's my entire week. It's a series of meetings other people wanted. I just have to find the gaps between them to do my actual job.
And that's the trap. We see our real work as something that fits in the gaps. But the most important work, the work that requires deep thought, creativity, or strategic planning, can't be done in 25-minute gaps between calls.
No, it can't. I try, I'll open the document, I'll start to think, and then my 10-minute warning for the next meeting pops up. I lose all focus.
Exactly. This system quietly fails us because it treats important, non-urgent work as a low priority. That work doesn't have a meeting invitation, so it never gets a place on the calendar. So the new way of thinking is this. You must treat your own priorities with the same respect as a meeting with your CEO. You must formally schedule them.
You mean literally book a meeting with myself?
Precisely. If your most important task for the week is to develop a new marketing plan, you don't just add it to a to-do list. You look at your week, find a clean 90-minute block of time on Tuesday morning, and you schedule it. Title, Marketing Plan Strategy Session. And you protect that time just as fiercely as you would any other meeting. You must allocate your best time to your biggest goals.
Allocate my best time. My best time is the morning, but that's when everyone else sends meeting invitations.
Then you must learn to allocate it first. Before the week begins, you put your big rocks in the jar. Those scheduled blocks for your own priorities are the big rocks. Everything else has to fit around them, not the other way around.
Okay, I see the logic. But that brings me to my to-do list. I have my calendar for meetings and my list for tasks. Are you saying they should be the same thing?
Let me ask you, how does your to-do list make you feel?
Honestly, anxious. It's always too long. It's a list of things I've failed to do yet. Some things have been on there for weeks.
That's a very common feeling. We believe separating tasks and appointments is logical. Appointments have a fixed time. Tasks are flexible. This feels organized.
It does. It feels like I have control over the tasks.
But you don't. The to-do list is disconnected from reality. It has no relationship with the 24 hours in your day. It's a wish list. And its failure is that it creates a constant, low-level feeling of stress because your brain knows the list is longer than the time available.
Yes, that's it exactly. I look at the list of 15 tasks and my calendar with 6 meetings, and I immediately feel defeated before I even start.
The new way of thinking is to merge them. If a task is important enough to be on your list, it is important enough to have a specific time on your calendar. This step changes everything because it forces you to be honest about how much time you actually have.
So instead of a task that says, prepare presentation slides,
you look at your week and find a real available 2-hour block. You book it in your calendar. Wednesday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., draft slides for Friday presentation. Now it's not an abstract wish, it's a concrete plan.
That makes sense. It moves the task from a vague idea to a specific action. I can see how that would reduce the anxiety. There's no question about when I'll do it. The decision is already made.
The decision is made. That's the key. You make the decision once when you plan your week. You don't have to remake it every hour of every day.
But this creates a new problem for me, a psychological one. If I do this, my calendar will look completely full, and a full calendar feels stressful. I like seeing empty space. It makes me feel like I have freedom, flexibility.
I understand. We all believe that an empty calendar means freedom. We think a full calendar means we are overworked and have no control. That's the comfortable belief.
Right. When I see back-to-back meetings, my stress goes up.
But here is why that belief quietly fails you. Unscheduled time is not free time. It is unprotected time.
Unprotected time? What do you mean?
Think about what happens in that empty 3-hour block on a Thursday afternoon. Do you automatically start working on your most important, difficult project?
No, not usually. I check my email, I reply to some messages on Teams, maybe I'll get a coffee. I do the small, easy tasks to feel productive.
Exactly. Your brain's default setting is to seek comfort and avoid difficulty. So without a clear plan, your default behavior is to do the easy, reactive work that feels good in the moment. The unprotected time is stolen by 1,000 tiny distractions.
That's true. The important report I need to write never gets started in those empty blocks.
But now imagine that Thursday afternoon block is scheduled. 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., write first draft of Q3 report. The decision is already made. You've changed your default. The new default is to start the report. A calendar filled with your own intentions is not stressful. It is empowering. You are telling your time where to go, instead of wondering where it went.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, Sarah. It really does. But my week is unpredictable. An emergency always comes up. A client calls with an urgent problem. My boss needs something right now. If I schedule everything, my beautiful plan will break in the first hour. It just feels too rigid.
That is the most important question mark. And the fear of being too rigid is what stops most people from even trying this. They think the system is about perfection. It's not.
So what happens when the emergency hits at 2:15 p.m., right in the middle of my scheduled drafting slides time?
The plan isn't a cage, it's a compass. It's designed to tell you which way is north, not to force you to walk in a perfectly straight line. When that interruption happens, the old way is to just deal with it. You lose an hour, you feel frustrated, and your plan for the presentation is gone. You just hope to find time later.
Yes, and I usually don't.
With this new system, you do something different. You look at your calendar. You see the urgent task will take 60 minutes. You now must make a conscious trade. You say, okay, I must move my draft slides block. I will move it to tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., and I will move the less important task that was scheduled then.
Ah, so I'm not abandoning the plan. I'm just editing it.
Exactly. You are actively and intentionally rescheduling. You are making a conscious decision about a trade-off. This is the difference between losing time and reinvesting it. The goal is not to perfectly follow the plan. The goal is to make intentional decisions every time the plan needs to change.
That changes my whole feeling about it. The point isn't to have a perfect, rigid schedule. The point is to have a default plan to work from.
Yes.
So when something unexpected happens, I'm not deciding what to do from a blank slate. I'm just deciding how to adjust the thoughtful plan I already made. I'm making one single decision, what to move, instead of 100 small decisions about what I should be doing next.
Now you understand. You're preserving your mental energy for the work itself, not for the planning of the work.
So let me see if I can connect this. I need to first allocate specific hours for my most important projects, just like I do for meetings with other people.
Yes. Treat them as non-negotiable appointments with your own goals.
And when I do that, the task is no longer a vague idea on a to-do list. It becomes a concrete plan in my calendar.
Exactly. Work on report is a wish. 9 a.m. Tuesday, research for report is a concrete plan. It has a time and a place to exist.
And by doing that, my default action when I have a free moment isn't to check email. The new default is to simply start the task that the calendar tells me to start.
You've removed the friction of decision-making. You just execute the plan.
And this whole system doesn't have to be rigid. It's not a failure if I have to move things. In fact, the structure helps me deal with surprises.
The structure gives you the clarity to be flexible.
Because I can look at the week and intentionally decide what to trade. I'm in control of the change instead of being a victim of it.
You've described it perfectly. You are the designer of your week, not just an attendee.
It's strange. I always thought freedom was an empty calendar, a week with nothing in it. But now, I think real freedom is deciding where your time goes and then seeing that plan right in front of you. It's not a list of things I have to do. It's a picture of the week I chose to have.